The early 2000s are remembered for so many different reasons, like the toys, the video games, Windows XP, and more. But today, I specifically want to talk about the board games. Back when you didn't have an iPhone or enough money to buy a new DS game, these were the saviors of your boredom. But there's a lot of board games back then that aren't really board games. The ones that start to blur the line between board game and toy. These doodads are what I like to call tabletop games, and they're so freaking awesome. The fast-paced physical gameplay and all the little mechanisms are so much more appealing to me than just rolling a dice or drawing cards, such as testing your precision with Operation or Jenga, or the fast-paced action of Rock'em Sock'em. So in this video, we'll be revisiting a bunch of these random little contraptions from my childhood, take a little peek at their history to find out where they came from, and even playtest them to see if they're actually still fun to this day. But we're not going to be going over the obvious ones I mentioned earlier. We'll be focusing on the more niche ones that are more forgotten about in the modern day, which will maybe unlock some hidden memories for you too. So let's get started with the first one on the list, Perfection. Perfection is one of the most impactful toys from my childhood, and if you don't know why, it's because the #1 emotion I remember about it is pure anxiety. Basically, you have 60 seconds to place all the silly little shape thingamajigs into their correct hole, all the while an incredibly loud ticking timer counts you down, and if you don't finish in time, BAM! They all pop out and jump scare you. Or as the cursed commercial goes, it's just so freaking stressful, especially as a kid, desperately trying to find the right pieces for the holes, but your underdeveloped brain is too stupid to do it fast enough. The insanely loud ticking timer piercing through your head, making it even harder to focus. You accept defeat and cover your ears in fear at the last second as a literal nuclear explosion goes off. But the sheer difficulty of it makes for a genuinely satisfying and challenging gameplay loop. You slowly learn the placements of the pieces the same way you learn the attack pattern of a boss battle. It's literally the Dark Souls of tabletop games, and the pure satisfaction of finally putting all 25 pieces in their place before the timer runs out, and hearing the sweet, blissful sound of silence as they sit in their perfect little place, unmoving without popping out. Also, as you'll see with most of these games, this did not originate in the early 2000s. It actually first came out all the way back in 1973, just with a different layout. A few years later, they changed it to the 5x5 grid we know today, then in the 90s, they updated the color scheme to the red, blue, and yellow style. And can I just mention how insane the 90s box art is? It's so over the top and whimsical, I love it so much. Just like the terrifying commercial from the 90s that we don't really want to talk about. Anyways, I think it's about time to actually playtest this contraption, so we can see if it's still as fun as I remember. My partner Shibi is joining me, by the way, and they're a silly VTuber, so make sure to give him a follow. Alright, let's wind up the clock. Push that, oh my... Okay, let's go, go. One piece yet. One piece? It's stressing me out. It's actually so loud. Oh, can you go faster, Shibi? Bro! No. It's good. Stop slowing down. No. Put in it. Where's the last one? No! Oh, we're gonna stop? Why did it take so long to stop? We are missing a piece, Shibi. Where did the piece go?
Okay, let's just go again.
No, the X piece. We were one piece away from one piece.
Let's just try again.
No. We can't try again. There's no X.
No, it will appear when we need it most. Don't worry.
But there's no X piece. We're missing a piece. I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, we're actually goated? Wait, we're goated? Get your hand out of the way. Wait, we're goated?
Wait, why is it? Oh, shouldn't it be down?
Yeah, it should. And there's no X!
Okay, and then the X.
Wait, you have it? You have the X? You were hiding the X the whole time. As you can see, we have beaten it. We're goated. Like, we actually had 10 seconds left. Jesus. You gonna stop? So after replaying that a bunch of times, I can safely say that Perfection still holds up to this day. It's just as fast-paced and stressful as I remember. Even with 2 adults working together at the same time, we barely beat it on our second attempt. And the timer is absolutely as loud as I remember too. So much so, to the point where that's almost a downfall. I usually don't feel like playing it just because I don't want to listen to that godforsaken clock tick down for a full minute straight. But before we continue to the next games, there's also a bunch of Perfection spin-offs that released throughout the years that are pretty pretty interesting too, such as Superfection in 1975, where each hole needs 2 3D pieces that interlock. I'm incredibly interested in how that feels like to play, but sadly it's way too rare nowadays. There's also Challenge Perfection in 1978, where you can play with up to 4 freaking players at once on this massive square board, although the pieces don't pop out, so there's really not much of a point. In 1987, there's another multiplayer one called Head-to-Head Perfection, which uses these weird cutout pieces for some reason. And if normal perfection is too difficult for you, there's an even easier Traveler Perfection that's only a 4x4 grid. But they also went even smaller with a baby version that's only a 3x3. They also switched out the pieces with more baby shapes like turtles, dinosaurs, and rubber duckies and whatnot. I'm surprised there's no Skibidi toilet piece or something. But then going even smaller, there's the freaking handheld LCD game adaptation. How does that even work? And once more, going smaller than ever before, there's a fully functional tiny keychain version for some reason. Like, all I can think about when I see this is the sheer amount of these sprinkle-sized pieces lost in between couch cushions around the world, or how many babies just freaking ate them. But going bigger instead of smaller, there's also a whole-ass arcade machine adaptation, which is insane. There's even a freaking Disney version, where all the pieces are Disney-themed and the entire board is Mickey Mouse-shaped. And finally, there's this new version where you can customize the board so it's not the same thing every time, which is actually a really good idea. I definitely want to try that out sometime. Anyways, that's enough yapping about perfection, so let's move on to the next game, Don't Break the Ice. Instead of the stressful, fast-paced gameplay of Perfection, this time we take turns hitting blocks of ice with a pickaxe. No, not like that, you silly Billy, like this! Basically, there's a little table made up of a bunch of plastic ice cubes that are only being held up by friction, and you take turns hitting the blocks until they fall, and whoever ends up making the silly character fall to his death first loses. I think it's really funny that this is a kid's game that literally ends with the silly character dying every round. Such a horrifying, motionless existence, being born onto an infinite plate of ice as an incomprehensible god starts chipping away at your very plane of existence. The ground becomes unsteady. You want to run, yet you can't move, until eventually you fall to your death, ending your short and confusing existence in an instant. All to be reborn yet again, just to suffer the same fate over and over again. Anyways, the original version of Don't Break the Ice was released all the way back in 1968, which is over 50 years ago, so it's even older than Perfection. Originally, the silly character was just this plastic red dude, just sitting there twiddling his thumbs while he waits to die. But then in 1999, they turned him into a silly purple polar bear, which is the one I personally remember from my childhood. Although the purple polar bear is still just red plastic. Why did they brand it to be specifically a purple character, yet still make the plastic red? Why not just make the plastic purple? Or even just make the character a red bear instead? Oh, I still freaking love this little guy though. He's just so joyous, standing there with his thumbs up and a big ol' smile. At least he's facing death straight on with enthusiasm instead of fear. But anyways, let's go ahead and playtest this doohickey already. That was so freaking loud.
Why are the pieces so freaking loud? Stop. And look at this little guy.
What is that thing?
He's like, stop it. No. Let's put all these cubes in, and then they get stuck there.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, I need one more. Yay! It was in my ear. And now watch. No. Wait, actually, what would happen if you did that?
Can I do it?
Do it. Do it. Do it. Alright, and now we put the funny little guy.
So what's the part of the guy?
So, Shibby, if you weren't listening to the literal part right before this, we have to take turns hitting ice, and whoever ends up killing him loses.
Oh. Oh.
Shibby's turn. Oh. Okay. Okay. Don't, what the frick? How is this piece still standing? It's holding on by that much.
That's a bad idea.
Okay. There we go.
Oh my.
What are you doing?
Oh my.
I'm gonna do it. Can you go for that one? Is that allowed or is that one already like gone?
Oh. It's over. I win.
It's over for me.
I
It's
win.
over for me.
I win.
There's nothing I can do. No! Alright, so we're gonna try one more time, but I have an idea. You don't exactly have to put this guy here. Like, we can just put whatever guy we want there. McDonald's toy, put Cinema Roll there, put a Skylander there. Like, which one should we do? Put a Freddy Fazbear on there.
Ah, no. What the?
Alright, Shibi's turn first. Don't do that! You're supposed to go one at a time. You just went with two. You gonna POV this shot?
POV, you are playing Don't Break the Ice.
What the frick? This one. There we go.
But he's still there though. He's still there though.
Are we gonna allow this?
We allow
Are we
this.
allowing?
We allow.
Now it's my turn and there's nothing I can do but... No!
I wanna get.
Spyro actually held on for dear life. That was actually insane. I can't believe you beat me twice in a row.
Honestly, this one's probably my favorite game in this entire video. I love it just as much as I used to. It's just so satisfying to hit the blocks. I love friction, I love friction! It's pretty similar to Jenga, where the game comes down to actual physics instead of just a random dice roll. And there's a lot of strategy that goes into which blocks to hit. Do you want multiple to come down along with it or only one? There are also a few different versions of it, like this knockoff hexagon version that looks kinda fun. And recently in 2017, they officially killed off the purple polar bear for good, replacing him with a new mascot called Philip the Penguin. And they even made a Disney Frozen branded version too, with an awesome ice sculpture of the characters, which is pretty cool. But then they made one for Frozen 2 that's just a stupid cardboard cutout. And once again, Don't Break the Ice also has a tiny fully functional keychain version too. Just imagine how many of these pieces are also lost between couch cushions around the world too. But next up on the list, we have something special for all you fishing fans. I present to you Let's Go Fishing, the ultimate fishing simulator gizmo. If you like the fishing minigames of Animal Crossing, RuneScape, Final Fantasy, and more, then this is the tabletop game for you. Basically, all these silly fish creatures spin around, and whoever catches the most fish with their plastic fishing rod wins. It was originally released in 1979, and the fish looked so freaking scary. Playing this version as a kid, with all of them popping up and down with loud mechanical sounds, is probably horrifying. Although thankfully in the 90s, they updated it to this version, which is the one I remember from my childhood. And I love these little fishies so much. They have such dark, beady eyes that kind of remind me of the TBH creature. I don't know if this is a wild comparison, but they kind of give me the same vibe as Mario from Mario 64. They even have the same nose and eyes. I'm not crazy, I swear. But sadly, they recently updated them to this version that's just creepy again. No silly nose, no funny looking teeth, these weird giant lips, and those terrifying bright blue eyes. They're all just doing the freaking Terma stare. I couldn't find the early 2000s version in stock anywhere, so let's just playtest the new version because it's basically the same thing.
Now it's time for fishing!
Fish. I eat fish.
Dude, the fish looks so freaking creepy. Hey. Okay, it's cute now.
What if it went like this? Fish.
I told my wife I'd be home when I'm done fishing. She must think I'm homeless. Whoever catches the most wins. 3, 2, 1. I got one, I got one. Oh my god. Put some more Reddit gold fishing memes on screen.
Yeah.
I need a 6-month fishing trip twice a year.
Get off the.
No!
Get out of my way. Get.
Dual fishing rod.
Stop there.
Give me my fish. No.
Holy bro.
Here's Polygon Donuts fishing haul. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fish. That's a good amount. Well, let's see Shibi's fishing haul. How did you win so easily? Hold on, we're playing again. Rematch. Alright, told my wife I'd stop at the bank. Didn't tell her which one. Let's go. Yes, I got one. Oh my god, my aim. No, that one. You took it from me. No. Yes, I got one. Get it out. No. How did you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh my god. Oh. God damn it. Shibi won twice in a row. You're a true fisher. I respect the fishing grind.
So after playing it a bunch of times, this one's easily another one of my absolute favorites. It's just such a freaking banger. The frantic, fast-paced gameplay combined with the precision required to actually catch the fish is so exciting. It feels like playing a Mario Party minigame but in real life. And all the little colorful fishies moving around is just so nice to look at. And there's also this XL Deep Sea edition that I kinda wanna try out now. It's a lot bigger and has multiple types of sea creatures instead of just fish, which is really cool. Anyhow, let's move on to the next game, Topple. Topple released in 1983, so it's even newer than the fishing game. There's this tree-looking thingamajig, and you take turns placing pieces while trying not to make it fall over. Usually there's overcomplicated rules about how counting points work, but you can kinda just play it however you want. This game's also basically been the same since its release. The only differences are color schemes and box art, like how sometimes they make the pieces sentient beings that die when they fall off. I don't really remember if this game is good or not, so let's go ahead and playtest it to find out.
Look at the family on the back having so much fun.
Wait, was this made in the 60s? What is this?
No, 2006.
Why do they look like they're from the 60s?
Alright, let's set this up. 1. And now it's your turn. Hold it on my hand. 2. Here, let's give you some pieces. 3. Lower. This is taking a while. Oh. Here, I'm gonna put one on top of your 2. Oh god. 1. Oh god. 1? Are you kidding me? 1? Are you kidding me?
Calm down.
1? Look at this tower. 1? Are you kidding me? Jimmy, you lost. Damn. Don't cry about it. You know what? I have an idea to make this even more difficult.
Understand.
No, I have an idea. I have these like funny log things, but if you put it on its side like this.
Oh!
Okay, wait.
Maybe you should put it in the middle.
I like it on the side though. It's more risky.
This is bad.
Alright, 3.
Oh!
Hey, don't bump it. Don't bump it. Up. Stop bumping it. 1. God, no. 5. It's like the interstellar docking scene.
Okay, that's the new challenge.
New challenge, it has to be spinning. Okay, let's do it. What?
That doesn't
count.
Oh.
No! Shibby. 1! 1! I keep rolling 1s!
You rolled 3 ones in a row, that's kind of crazy.
No! God damn it!
Honestly, I'm a little mixed about this one. It usually ends up being kind of boring, because you're constantly rolling a dice and then placing a single piece that doesn't really change anything, and the structure itself is just way too stable. You can literally poke it so hard and nothing falls. So usually your game just ends in a really anticlimactic way where only a few pieces fall off at once. Like, you need to try to fail if you actually want a good amount of them to fall. I think if the structure was less stable and the pieces weighed more, it would probably be more fun. But that's all I really have to say about this, so let's move on to the next game, Kerplunk. Kerplunk came out all the way back in 1967, which makes it the new oldest one in this video. There's a ton of different versions, but the main one we'll be reviewing is the original marble version. Basically, there's this big old tube with a bunch of sticks in it, and marbles balancing on top. You take turns removing sticks until all the marbles fall, and whoever made the most marbles fall loses. But before we get into all the other versions, let's playtest the marble one to see if it's actually fun.
And now we got Kerplunk.
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 Kerplunk. How do I build this? I did it! First step is we take all the dry spaghetti, one by one, put them all in these little holes. I wonder if you could actually play this with actual spaghetti. Yes! Finally, it's done. That took like 4 minutes straight to set this up. There's another one! Yay! It's done! The next step is to put the marbles in. Kerplunk ASMR. Kerplunk.
There's marbles hidden in the grass.
The marbles are just hiding in the grass. Where are they? Wait, I just found one. Wait, where'd it go? I found one. What? No! I plunked again. It's all gonna fall. No! I need to collect more of my... Oh, I need to collect it. Now it's your turn.
Oh no.
Wow. All right, let's see who won. This is Shibby's amount. 4 of them. And now here's how many I got.
And they're all lost in the grass.
Kerplunk turns out to be another one I'm a little mixed on. The actual game is genuinely really fun. I love all the physics that go into the gameplay. The only issue is how incredibly long it takes to set up. The entire concept of playing a quick game of Kerplunk shatters when you realize you have to set it up. Once you have a good amount of spaghetti sticks in there, adding more is an absolute chore because they never line up. You literally have to whack it against the wall over and over again until it finally goes through. But there's also a lot of other versions of the game, such as this one where there's monkeys hanging from the sticks instead of marbles. I really like the theming of this one, although the gameplay is probably much different because of, well, physics. And this monkey version has so many random branded additions, it's actually crazy. There's a Toy Story rocket ship with a bunch of aliens, another Toy Story one that's kind of like a crane game, 2 Despicable Me versions that have a bunch of freaking minions in there, and finally, the most confusingly random collab of all time, the Jurassic World Dominion Kerplunk with a bunch of velociraptors hanging from the sticks. Look, there's even Chris Pratt on the box. I mean Garfield. The marble version also has a few spin-offs too, like this goofy odd gumball machine looking thing. And also the electronic Super Kerplunk, which looks like an absolute contraption. There's even another tiny version where you can lose all the pieces between even more couch cushions. But since it's such a simple game to set up, we can go bigger instead of smaller with the many homemade giant backyard Kerplunks. Anyways, it's about time to review the final game of this video, Barrel of Monkeys. Not only is this the new oldest item in the entire video, being released in 1965, but it's also the smallest one too. This one's way more on the toy side of the spectrum, but there's still a game to it, so I still want to include it because Barrel of Monkeys are just so goddamn iconic. They're literally an entire plot point of Toy Story. So much so, to the point where people think Toy Story freaking invented them, even though they were around for 30 whole years before the movie came out. They even have a cameo in Digital Circus. I'm personally very nostalgic to these little guys. The brightly colored plastic monkeys are so silly looking, and the barrel itself is really charming as well. The actual game is pretty simple too. You just pour out the monkeys onto a table and try to hook them together by only holding the one on top. And whenever one falls off, the remaining monkeys is your score. It's a pretty simple premise, so let's go ahead and playtest it.
So basically what you do, pour the barrel of monkeys, pick one, and then start hooking them. 4.
Pretty easy.
Oh my god, what the frick? Is this a legal move?
Yeah,
is this move legal? Wait, was this allowed? Okay, they fell. Okay, once one has fallen, the remaining is my score. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8!
Okay.
On first try? Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
Oh my gosh, you got another one. Oh my god. How many even is that? That's so many. Ooh.
Okay, it fell. Okay, it fell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
Oh, that was a real.
Overall, I love the Barrel of Monkeys so much. It's such a simple precision physics game that you can kinda just play anywhere. Sometimes I just start playing it at my desk by myself when I'm bored. It's also really easy to add extra rules to make it more interesting. And it feels so good when you finally get that 100% run where you pick up every single monkey in one attempt. Also, pro tip, if you have a cat, they really like it when you swing around all the monkeys. But that's all the games I wanted to review for this video. If I had to rank them from best to worst, I'd probably put Don't Break the Ice at number 1, then Let's Go Fishing, Barrel of Monkeys, Perfection, Kerplunk, then Topple. Although there's a lot of tabletop games about marbles that I didn't talk about in this video. And that's because I'm making an entire another video about only the marble ones, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, check out my silly merch website, and comment down below your favorite tabletop or board games from your childhood. Okay, bye!